Welcome to the Rad Dad Redemption Podcast. Here's your hosts, Drew and Dex.
All right, take two attempt on this episode. My daughter interrupted the first attempt pretty quickly with some reminiscences about our dead dog.
Yeah, rip Geo.
Yeah, she
really misses him, hey?
Well, she hasn't talked about him for like a year.
Well,
you know what's really funny? Let me tell a little
Speaking of
story.
dead dogs.
Speaking of dead dogs, what an uplifting episode we have for you. So when Geo got put down, and we didn't want to pay for the cremation,
you had to hold the chokehold for like.
Yeah, I wasn't going to pay for that. So, but we didn't want to pay for the cremation, so we donated his body to the University of Calgary Animal Medical Science Veterinary Program is the word I was looking for. We donated his body so that students could learn.
There's a market for that?
Well, they need cadavers.
Okay, yeah.
And so and also it was like $250 to get him cremated. But we told Kennedy we're gonna they're gonna cremate him and we'll spread his ashes. And I said we'll spread his ashes on his favorite tree in the park. He always peed on this one tree in the park that we would walk by. And so I told her that. Meanwhile, veterinary students were mangling his body probably. And she, unbeknownst to me, well, I probably should have seen this coming. She would tell other kids at the park when they were playing that like the dog, we put the dog's ashes on that specific tree right there. It's since turned into like the telephone game. There's like rumors going around the neighborhood now.
Oh, it's a ghost dog.
Oh, no. So kids will see Kennedy and they'll be like, her dad buried her dog right there. So like the rumor in the neighborhood now among the kids is that the dog died and I just buried it in a public park.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where it's now. But like we're going to be older and like that's going to I teach kids. They're going to I'm going to hear kids at school and they'd be like, have you been to like haunted dog tree?
This is iteration 2 of that story. We haven't seen the full evolution. I can just imagine when I'm like a senile old man, like kids are moved out, new groups of kids have come up, their parents have told them stories about the dog, and it's turned into like the story is going to be so advanced. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, well, poor Kenny, she was upset.
I think she's just trying to get attention.
Well, now she's got the iPad.
Yeah, she's real iPad kid.
Yeah, now she's watching My Little Pony, and here we are back in the studio.
Attempt 2, yep.
Welcome to the Rad Dad Redemption Podcast.
And by golly, Gee Willikers, we've got a rootin' tootin' episode for you folks here today.
So much tootin' like your dead dog, all right? Tootin' all over the place, stinky toots. I miss those toots. That's what they're doing in the lab at the UFC. They're like, how did this dog make such stinky fucking farts? Like, we have to solve these algorithms. What are they going to do with this fucking dead dog? And isn't there like a ton of dead dogs like everywhere? Like, I assume that's a fucking thing. You have to donate a dog? Like, just go out. Like, I'm not going to say places, but the place that I'm thinking of right now.
I think I do.
Like, if you told me, you're like, can you go get me 10 dead dogs? Like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to get them and you're going to have them for research.
There's a business idea there.
The old dead dog business. Yeah. Actually, it's huge money. I have a friend who's in it. Not necessarily like going and collecting them from like the...
Yeah, please expand.
No. Okay. We're just going to go right into it. When our dog died, it was dramatic. He died suddenly and it was a bummer. Right. And so we took him to save and they did not save him. Fucking misleading name. I'll tell you that for sure. Should be called fucking Die.
Did you get a refund?
No, but what they do is you bring them in there, and then you're rinsed, man.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't your dog like already passed away when you went in there? So were you expecting them to do some necromancer shit, like make you a zombie dog?
Well, okay. I'll give you some context. I was at work, and like he was not looking good, but we did not think he was dying. We were like, he's very sick, and we could have guessed. Like you could have connected the dots and been like, me no thinky, this dog's making it back. But it wasn't this thing where like he was gonna die tomorrow, and then he died tomorrow. That was how that went down.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, it's been enough time, right? And so Megan called me, and she was like, you could just tell on the phone, she's like, I need you to come home, and I was like, oh fuck, like. I don't think you're caught in the dryer. I don't think this is like the start of like my sexual fantasy. I think that maybe our like beloved first animal has just fucking died. So I like come home and I'm like, yeah, he's not doing so hot. But he was still kind of like huffing, And so it was like we're trying to like race him to save. And yeah, in hindsight, we were bringing him. We were donating him to UFC at that point. Like he was not gonna fucking make it. But you get there and then like it's sad. It's sad. So they like take him, they do all this shit, and they're like, the guy comes in, the like Eastern European guy who's the vet, and he comes in and he's like, he's gone, like he's toast. We're going to give you a minute. So then you're like in the room with your dead fucking dog, and we're just like crying. It's so fucking sad. It's so sudden. It was brutal. And then they come back in. They're like, so tough, crazy. We have the best commemorative plaques.
They do hit you with the menu
immediately. And then they're like, you want to get him cremated? I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna bury him or like underneath a neighborhood tree and like create like this big spooky story for all the kids.
Yeah, like Pet Cemetery 2.
Yeah. So yeah, like burn them up. Give me some ashes. And you do that, and then it's even like, do you want this like satin bag, or do you want? And they sell it to you. They're like, do you want to put them in this like Crown Royal sack, or do you want just like a fucking plastic bag? Like, what kind of dog owner are you? Are you like a piece of shit dog owner?
How much did you love this dog?
Yeah. So they get you immediately, and it's big money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the friend of mine, his job is like post-life memorabilia.
Oh, okay.
And that's like, last time I talked to him, I was like, how's the dead dog business? And he's like, it's booming.
Those things don't live very long. Yeah. People keep buying them.
Rip.
Okay, back to the episode.
Yeah, if anyone out there lost a dog.
This is traumatic for them.
Yeah, you've already turned it off. But you know what? You can donate them to UFC and then lie to your kids about it. So... So there's light at the there's light at the end of the tunnel. Just stay strong.
Parenting lessons on the Rad Dad Redemption podcast.
Man, we've got to. We'll bring it back to the rootin' and tootin'. This is one of our most requested episodes.
Yeah, like all dozen of our listeners have asked for this one.
Just over and over and over. Why don't you two shut the fuck up and bring someone on we actually want to listen to? And who are those people?
Well, it took some finagling, but we've got our wives in the studio for the Rad Moms episode.
We got the Rad Moms episode. Yeah,
Hi.
Get in there. Hi, yeah.
All right.
We're
Hi.
here
Yes.
against our will, but we are in fact here.
Yes, it's a great day to be here.
Okay, so we've got my wife, Alicia. Alicia, say hi.
Hello.
The voice behind
The voice,
Rad Moms.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you
actually-
hear me every single week. It's not any
she
different.
does our intro voice.
Do people know
Unpaid,
that?
I will say.
A lot of people did not know that. Her voice is so sultry.
It's a sexy voice, and now it's here live. And who else do we have?
And you realize that it's not nearly as sexy when I'm not trying.
I don't know.
I'm fully torqued.
I was gonna say I'm torqued under this table right now.
You got to remember, we just talked about our dead beloved animals for a couple minutes there, and like I'm rock
I
hard.
will also just say that the problem that you had, Drew, was you didn't wait for the next options. You were just like, yep, the cremation. Dex was like, and next?
Oh no!
I went down the
always
menu.
deal with these type of issues.
Next?
Drew should never
And
be the one to
what's
make it.
option F? And that was, in fact, donate Geo to science.
It was
So-
very much the cheapest bottle of wine on the menu kind of vibes for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've also got your lovely wife, Megan.
Mrs. Hoover. Megan, say hello.
Hi guys.
Introduce yourself.
Okay.
She's Megan.
Megan is like
supposed to say?
Megan is like horribly nervous for this episode.
Yeah, she's not excited.
Yeah, this is not my forte.
You're gonna get into it. You're gonna find things to say. We're
It's
so excited.
kind of like you're talking to dying patients, but it's just our husbands.
Yeah.
Well, we're all dying.
We're we're all slowly dying. Not as fast as Geo and Wally.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
That happened suddenly.
But it did take some finagling. We've been talking about this episode, but of course we all have children.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to get us all in the same room, sans children. And even when we did accomplish that, one of them came down to reminisce about her dog. So impromptu reminisctions. So yeah, it's really nice
Is
to have you both.
reminiscence a word?
I don't know.
You've said
Damn,
it a
you
couple times now.
You gonna
and
call
I'm
me
just-
out on my podcast?
I'm just curious.
If you didn't think that we were going to get put on blast here.
check.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is what this episode is.
It's basically, yeah, we've invited our wives to make fun of us.
So we've got the Rad Moms here live in studio, and it's actually Mother's Day. So you know what? To you two beautiful ladies, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. That's just what we wanted to do today was
Come on our podcast.
come on your podcast. It was actually like in my dream list of what do I want for Mother's Day 2024. It was in fact this.
Well, for
So
Mother's
thank
Day, you didn't want us to come on anything else, so I can guarantee that
This was the better
also
alternative.
accurate. Yeah.
this was the
We had
best
two
option.
options given to us.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited. This is going to be great. And to all our listeners out there, yeah, we finally made it happen. You get to hear the other half, the perspective that we oft talk about. But it's like one of those things, like we say shit all the time. Like my wife said this, my wife did this. And like any wife or probably female listener, and probably a lot of our male listeners are like, what do they really fucking say? What do they really think?
They're getting our perspective on the situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting the other side of that. And like, I immediately want to jump into one question here as we kick this off.
Do we want to
can't wait.
do we want to go what the format is, or we're just like, let's just fucking do it live?
Let's just do it live.
All right, man.
We do have a list of questions,
Yep.
mostly done by you.
Yeah. And the internet.
Punch it into ChatGPT.
Yeah, I found some interesting ones, but
Okay.
I digress. Go ahead.
First one, and I feel like it's a good one to start with. Honest answer: do you like our podcast?
I really liked Kelsey's episode.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, it was a good episode.
I listened to it.
I listen all the time, and I actually do like it, but I listen to podcasts all the time, so it's just in the rotation of like.
And that's what Alicia says. I'll be like, did you listen to the new episode? And she'll be like, well, I've got to get through this one. And then you guys are next up in the rotation.
You're like definitely 6th or 7th on the list.
Oh, you're slightly like Armchair Expert, Smartless,
The Toast,
The Toast. Yeah. You're probably number 5.
Okay.
Feet.
Now, five
lot
in
of-
terms of like the order in which you're listening, but like, what's our number in terms of preference? Like, how much do you like our podcast? How much of it is obligation? How much of it is I need to listen to make sure that they haven't said something that's going to be a conversation later?
Yeah, like if we got divorced tomorrow,
Are you
still
still
listening?
No.
all right.
I mean, if we were divorced, I'm assuming that like I wouldn't still like you. Why would I still listen?
But you don't want to check in.
There's
and be like,
amicable divorces.
I wonder if he's got a fucking new girlfriend.
I don't
wonder if
think
he's
that's
bought an expensive
happening for
hentai
either
pillow
one of you.
that he's now sleeping beside.
I don't think immediately you're going to have a new girlfriend. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well
Prove me wrong.
that'll come up again. I wouldn't know what to do. Like everyone in this room, like we've all been together for a very long time, and we've talked about that, made that joke several times. Like if say whatever happens, we weren't together, and I had to re-enter the dating pool, like what
It
that
would
would
not
look
be
like.
good for you.
That'd be fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And the problem is like so much of dating now is like online dating, and that's very much like a photo based medium, and like I win people over with my personality.
You guys are personality guys.
I'm very
We're
dependent
character
on
guys.
my
We're character
personality.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be a long slog. I think that episode. It's like, did you get a new girlfriend or whatever? It'd be like, no, Dex spent $500 on an auto blow.
What do you
What's
mean?
an auto blow?
Wait, have you guys not seen this?
Nope.
So
I
it's
feel like you've done too much research into this. Like,
Oh, he's already
No.
priced it out.
Our
Well, I know it's-
algorithms
I know
are
it's-
very
Yeah.
different.
I know it's $500. Yeah. No, I saw it on. If you guys watch Dave on FX,
Obviously, we don't.
about the rapper Lil Dicky.
That's how the first iteration of this episode started. Was our little dickies? Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
But he has one after he breaks up with his girlfriend, and it's basically AI powered. Like it's like this box with a mouth on it, and you obviously put your dick inside the mouth.
So kind of like a fleshlight,
but like
with a mouth instead.
But it's like powered, so like it's not powered by you.
That sounds like something that could malfunction, though.
Ooh.
Oh, that's how you die.
Oh, can you imagine if the auto blow
has
bit your dick
anybody
off?
ever come into the emergency room?
With an auto blow?
That is the next fucking patient I've
I
seen.
can't get it off.
Man, AI auto blows.
It's like cutting off a wedding ring from somebody's broken finger. Like
I just imagine them getting like hyper realistic. So you like get the auto blow, and then like, you know, you fucking put all your double A's in it. You're ready to go, or you charge it USB, whatever. And then like step one, you're reading the instruction manual. It's like, okay, convince it that it should.
you
Ask for consent.
It takes you like 2 weeks to get your first one. You're like, honestly, it won't take that long. Seriously, it's been a tough week for me. Like, just fucking help me out. And the AI machine's like, you know, like Microsoft Sam, like, well, I don't think you've done enough for me this week.
I have
I'm really
I
tired.
have a headache.
I have the cramps. I'm just so bloated.
In Dave, he also puts on the Oculus headset and he watches like the VR porn while he's doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're halfway there. You have that big.
I got the
set.
Oculus, yeah. So
Halfway to divorce.
I'm well positioned.
And then you finally convince it, you're finished, and you're just like laying in bed next to your bot, and you're like, so, do you like my podcast?
Will you come on my podcast?
What will you rate it?
Yeah, Megan, let's bring it back.
Oh my God.
So you like the podcast.
I do like the podcast.
What do you like about it?
Well, I like you too. I think you're funny.
Hey, that's all we need.
I think you have improved since you've started like bringing in some
After
guests.
episode 10.
Yeah,
We're
your
like-
first couple were a little rough, but
I actually have that fear of, because one thing we talk about as we've like, you know, embraced this creative outlet, this something that we do that we really enjoy, and we're trying to kind of like push the envelope in terms of our content and continue to improve. And one thing we would never do early on is tell people about our podcast. We kind of like did it like it was like closeted. We would like have our podcast and like make our wives and our friends and our families force listen, but there was like no growth. And we would meet people and talk to people all the time, and it would never come up. You'd never like see a guy at golf league, whatever, have a friendly conversation, be like, hey, do you like fucking podcasts? Do you like listening?
us?
Do you like, well, you know what I'm saying? But like, just like, not even that like gutless self-promotion, but being like, we have a podcast, you should listen. We like never did that. And now I think both of us, we try to do it like, and we have more people listening, and it is something where we're more proud of it. But my fear, to bring it back to the fear, is like, I'll tell someone like, we have a podcast, you should check it out. And they'll go listen to episode 1 and be like, this is really awkward.
Yeah, I always, whenever I'm promoting it and somebody's like, oh, I've never listened, like, I'm like, okay, start on episode 10, and which I think is the Rad Dad renovation project.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is kind of when we got into a groove.
you should put some asterisks.
Yeah,
beside
like-
I think
the
we should
first,
take them
like,
down. I
8
think we should
episodes.
like that's a thing podcasts do. Like we are fully into season 2, coming up on like the 3rd season.
I don't think people go back and listen to season 1 of podcasts
Well-
if they're just learning about them.
Well, so
You're a podcast listener. Is that what you do?
No,
you listen to the most recent?
No, I listen. If I hear of a new podcast, I listen
I'll
to maybe
go
2 or 3
like,
back.
Yeah. Maximum 5.
Yeah.
I will say though,
Yeah.
like, so you brought up Kelsey's episode, which is to date our most successful episode. When you look at, you know, first month stats, which is what a lot of these podcast services kind of present you with. And obviously that brought in a lot of new listeners because she's got her own following. And you could tell people went back to listen to some older episodes, and like, Drew, not to make you really self-conscious, but
I'm so fucking
they
self-conscious.
did go back and listen to episode 1,
Really?
episode 2. Those were some of the ones that got big bumps from.
And then no other episode.
Well, yeah. And so that's
I mean, and that's it is what it is.
This is maybe an offline marketing conversation.
We've definitely grown. So it's good to hear that that's your feedback. Is like now that we're rolling and we're
It is much
comfortable.
better.
Yeah, we've got a thing here, and we have exciting things coming up. Okay, great question, Dex.
Thank you.
Rad Moms. Should we move right along with the questions?
You just rapid fire them. Yeah.
How has it affected your lives having two husbands as famous as us? Go.
I would say not at all.
Yeah. We have less time with you. There's more get-togethers with just the two of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We're like the best of friends. It's been really great for our relationships. Are you saying
Really
the
happy
inverse
for
function?
your relationship.
The
No.
opposite is true?
To be honest, though, our group of 4 has really grown
For
as
sure.
like families together, and like we are definitely like
We're
foursome.
like a foursome
yeah,
Yeah.
that we were
wife
probably
swap, you know.
we were prior not.
Whoa,
that's an
after
upcoming
dark.
question.
Yeah. Hello. We'll get back to that.
Sorry, I meant you two.
Yeah,
Oh,
And we're together.
No, we're outsourcing that. We're buying the AI bot.
I still would.
Yeah, outsourcing.
No,
Yeah,
I
turn down a good time. Yeah, no, definitely we're much closer. Definitely a few more like late nights, but also I don't have to listen to all of Dex's jokes. So it's been like a really
okay.
nice creative outlet that I don't have to hear while I'm trying to go to bed.
because he knows he gets to put it out somewhere
Yeah,
else.
I get to choose when I listen to it. So yeah,
Interesting.
that's been really nice.
I've actually heard that feedback. Joseph said that. Joe's a fan now, and he's actually our most recent guest on the last episode.
Yeah.
But early on, when he was listening, for the sake of listening, like I'll listen to your shit. He was like, I fucking hear you guys all the time. Like your shtick, your banter. That is just hanging out with you.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I've known you guys since we were like what 12 or 13 years old.
Middle school. Yeah.
So like a lot of the shticks, like we've heard them.
We've heard him a few times. And I think definitely that's why like the earlier episodes, it was like
was
very
stories we
much
knew.
like just like
Yeah.
18, 19-year-old Drew and Dex. Like
I wish I could say we've grown up.
If anything, we've grown down.
the way that you have conversations on the podcast at least is more fluid.
Yes.
When you're going through that right now, and not to bring back Megan's nervousness, but we're already at the point where you get past the fact that you're being recorded, that you have this fucking shit in front of you.
We're past that.
Well, I just think you become
Still there.
You become more conversational. It's easier. It's more routine, and I feel like we've just done it enough now that we've got a system. So
Yeah, because I can't imagine like your first podcast, how awkward that was. Like you two sitting over there beside each other on that single couch.
There was 2 couches at that point. They didn't.
They probably
sit-
sat on the same couch.
They probably.
we spooned.
We sat on each
They
other's
sat
laps.
on each other's lap. It
Yeah.
was
They sat on the bike together.
super cute.
One forward.
And
one
it's
back.
not a tandem bike. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. And we had the snowball mics, and there was definitely a lot of bravado there. And because this is how we just normally are with each other, there was definitely an assumption there. Like we were absolutely the dudes that were like, we're 2 fucking fat white guys.
People need to hear our thoughts.
People need to hear what we, have to say.
important thoughts.
We have important stuff, and so
Yeah.
we definitely we thought, and I don't, maybe I'm speaking for you, but I thought we were just gonna like hit the ground running, like we were gonna turn it on and be like immediately this is a hit. And when we started, we're like, oh, there's a ton to this.
Yeah, and also like I'm still acutely aware sometimes that we have a certain vibe, and for example, like I went on Alicia's brother's bachelor party trip, and I often think like our friend group is super funny, right? And
The funniest group ever,
right?
super funny.
according to us.
Hard to break into.
Hard to break into, but
We
then
have
I was
tough walls. Yeah.
when I was injected into a different group of friends that were close like we are, but have their own inside humor and stuff, I realized like our humor does not always like transfer into new groups. And so what do we do on our bachelor party trips a lot? We play Ram Ranch.
Oh yeah, God yeah, the number 1 hit song of all time.
So they're like, oh, hey, Dex, like, why don't you take over the speaker? Our phones are all dead. And I was like, first song, I was like, Ram Ranch. And everybody's standing around in the kitchen looking at me, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
No laughs, no smiles.
They're like, what? And they looked at Matt and they're like, what's your fucking brother-in-law doing?
You're wearing a shirt
So
right now.
can I ask, did they like your shirt?
No. One guy was
Explain
like,
Explain the shirt,
okay,
please.
so we were organizing everything, and one guy, he took on a lot of the organization duties, and he's like, can I offload a few things, like booking baseball and all this kind of stuff? And they always get matching shirts. And I was like, that's in my wheelhouse. I'll get the shirts done. I'll order them from, the same company that prints all of our Rad Dad stuff.
BajaLife.style.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'll do this. And so I designed this. Because we were going to a baseball game, and I thought it would be funny, like a bunch of like husky men going to hang out together. So I got this very jacked bear, and he's holding a baseball bat, and he's wearing jean shorts and nothing else. And it says Bear Force One.
Bear Force One, yeah. Go ahead and Google Bear Force One
Google
right
Bear
now.
Force One.
Yeah, pause the episode, go get on YouTube, and prepare to have your ears blown.
It's a dance group of gay men from the Netherlands.
They're amazing.
That Drew and Dex could step in for at any point.
Any moment.
Oh my
Oh,
God, yeah.
We're waiting for that call. But so I put out the shirts, and one guy, like loudly, no filter, was like, these shirts fucking suck. Like, this is fucking dumb.
But in our crew, you should.
Drew not
didn't
only
go.
didn't go, knows my brother, but not like closely. Knows nobody else
Matt,
that was there.
I love
and
you.
Drew ordered a shirt from Dex, like
For himself.
It's like
for
put an order in
himself.
for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just for personal use.
Dex has also worn it pretty much every day
it's
since
pretty
he's
worn.
returned.
Like, it's worn in.
Yeah, we're gonna have to order
no,
some
he's-
more.
Oh, I love it. It's probably my favorite shirt. And one person, the one that said it was the worst shirt he's ever seen, he just didn't take the shirt. So
he
I
has two.
I have two.
How hetero are you though? Right? Like, is that the vibe? But you're like, I'm so straight. I could never like make a joke about being not straight. Is that
Being
what it
a
is?
gay bear.
Yeah, like, is that like I don't get that. That's weird to me.
Maybe. I think some people are uncomfortable with that. I think for us, it's like, for example, let's go back to the Rad Dad Combine. At the end of the episode, for you to get out of the ice bath and me to win the final challenge, you made me kiss you on the lips.
Yeah, you were interested.
Oh yeah, well, like I was like, well, we were having a bath together. I was like, when's this gonna fucking
Yeah, where's
happen?
the line?
I was like, come on.
You were
these
also
shorts
holding
off.
hands in the bath. Like there was
And I was rubbing his hands. Like I don't know if Dex told you that. It wasn't just like a consensual handhold. I was like, let's make
Well,
it move.
soothing.
We're having a bath together in my ensuite. I was like, when's this
okay.
gonna fucking happen? Like, but yeah,
We lost a
so
couple listener after
Anyway,
that.
we have an interesting dynamic. Our friend group,
So I can see people maybe they don't vibe with it, right?
and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
Well, we want to hear more from the moms, and so we want to get you guys talking. And this actually came up after you went on the girls trip.
no.
You had an amazing girls trip. And
We did.
Yeah, Megan was telling me some of I was like, how did it go? What did you guys talk about? What were some of the funnier moments? And one thing that you brought up, Meg, was that everyone around the table were talking about their like celebrity crush. And so Dex has framed it here as a celebrity hall pass. Like who would you be allowed to? And like, I'm not going to out anybody, but I was laughing. I was dying at like some that I heard. And I think it's also because like, it's not that we don't like that person's hot or like I totally would, but I like very rarely is it like a famous actress. And it's also something we don't talk about. I don't think, oddly enough, that's not a conversation in our group between you and I. When's the last time you and I sat around and talked about women that weren't our wives?
I think we've already established we're pretty gay.
We're super gay. That's actually the question after. So I've got this question about the celebrity hall pass, and then Dex's next jot note here is, why is Drew gay? So we'll unpack that. But celebrity hall pass, who is it and why?
I really like Ben Affleck. That's my guy. And I
Okay.
was kind of judged at it because
She was, yeah.
they were saying like, oh, dragon tattoo, dad bod type guy. And I was like, well, I have a type, I guess. Like,
She literally said, "Have you met my husband?" fitting.
I'll take that. I'll
Yeah.
take that.
Yeah, that's like it's not somebody totally different than you.
Have you seen Gone Girl?
Yeah.
He's got the shower scene, and you just see like the 3/4 of his donger, and they were like, I know, like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He's absolutely packing. Even I saw that, and I was like, can you rewind in slow-mo for me? Is he wearing a sheath? Is that a joke dick?
He's pulled J-Lo twice.
The dick.
He's had 2 separate relationships with J-Lo. She looks incredible.
Yeah.
We just watched a movie with her the other night.
Okay, so we know Dex is.
No,
We
that's
did?
not mine. I'll do mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you put it on and I watched it.
Okay.
So you were Ben Affleck. Alicia, who are you? Who's your hall pass?
I don't think I actually ever
No,
said.
because we stopped because some of them were just so good.
Oh yeah, we got kind
there
of
was some
distracted
John
by.
Oliver talk, which
Okay, so
really
somebody's attracted to like intelligence and
was far
Humor.
left field. I have 2. So,
okay, well let's not add them up.
well, if I'm looking back at like maybe even recently, Chad Michael Murray, One Tree
One Tree
Hill.
Hill.
I was gonna say, are you going like back? Is this like Jonathan Taylor
but see,
Thomas?
I would be Nathan Scott in that, whatever his name is.
But see, Nathan Scott hasn't. Yeah, what is his name?
I don't know.
See, maybe it's because I didn't know his name.
Nathan Scott.
But Chad Michael Murray now,
Really?
yeah, he's quite good looking. Or just like the classic, like Liam Hemsworth, like.
Well,
Okay, like
Yeah.
classic hot dude.
Yeah, like if I'm
real
getting a
real
hall
hot,
pass.
muscly.
So Megan, I get it. Like it's the same as Drew, but like if I'm getting a hall pass, I'm like
Going
leveling
way out.
up.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Like if you think that you are on Liam Hemsworth, same page. Like
do you think
I love
Liam
you.
over Chris Hemsworth though?
Ooh. Can I
she
take
wants
both?
to get tag teamed by the Hemsworth brothers.
There's
a
3 of
third
them,
one. There's
and
a
the third one's
third.
like a theater actor, and he's not as good looking.
They don't let him out of the basement.
That's Drew's hall pass.
Oh
well,
yeah,
Drew, I
third
want to hear.
Hemsworth.
I want to hear your hall pass.
Hemsworth.
So okay, I'll get there because that was the conversation Megan and I had. Was just like, I don't think about that. It was a stretch for me to be like, I don't know who, but I was dying, and we can't name names.
You know who you are.
But you know who you are. One of the girls in attendance was like, "Oh, Adam Driver," and I was like, "Okay,
yeah.
stop everything. First off, that's your actual brother." Like, get out of the gene pool. You look just like him. That could be like the long lost brother. Weird, and also like. Adam Driver, like what does he have going on? Like super intense, super unorthodox, like plays these like crazy dramatic roles. He's in like fucking Star Wars and shit. Like that's your dude, that's your guy, huh? I was like, that's cool that you guys go out and like name John Oliver and Adam Driver. Like, oh yeah, Chris Farley. Like I totally would. Like yeah, I'm not feeling threatened right now.
You know what? Everybody's got all types of types. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your type of type?
Yeah.
And Alicia and I have laughed about this, but I do like an older lady.
Oh.
So like I think my wife ages like fine wine.
Nice.
I look super fucking old, is what he's saying. But carry on.
No, right? But as the years go by, I honestly feel like you get hotter. And so I'm really excited to see like 40, 50 anyway. I do like an older lady. And this actually came up when I worked in radio. Everybody was going through and we were talking about our celebrity hall passes. And I had just watched a music video featuring this. She's an actress, but she was in this music video. And I thought, she's got a cute look to her. And
He's trying to justify.
I'm
his
trying to
answer.
justify it. With,
Oh yeah, there's
but-
a lot of backup here.
All right, I'll just say it. Diane Keaton.
Oh yeah, mommy issues.
Grandma issues. Yeah. No, I don't know. And if you look at like, she's still hot. Honestly, she's still hot. She's got bang and bod for what she's like 72 now. She's still hot. But young Diane Keaton is
I was gonna say,
insanely
can you
hot.
put a year on it?
Well, this year.
Okay,
2024.
2024.
But-
Diane Keaton.
1920 when she was born. Like
Yeah. Okay. Because like I'm with
this
you.
is why you guys have never had the hall pass conversation, is because
I'm a little embarrassed about my hall pass. People judge me for my hall pass.
Because I would say like Helen Mirren, but I'm not talking about
Helen
like,
Mirren's hot as fuck too.
But like not
Don't-
now. I'm talking like Caligula. I'm talking
No,
like
she's
75.
still hot. She's still hot.
Yeah, I guess.
So, and you know what's funny is after this, everybody was laughing at me for my hall pass choice, and it was obviously like I worked in an office with a lot of women, and they were like, "Really? Like that's your choice?" And it happened to be during March. It was March Madness, and I made my own bracket, and I called it Gilf Madness, and I was like, I had them seeded, and I was, but I rigged it so Diane Keaton won, but I believe she was up against Helen Mirren in the finals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say Helen Mirren, and I'm trying to Google her name because I can't even think. It's like a super famous actress.
Okay, while you do that, I will say my second one that's a little more reasonable. That's not going to get me made fun of. And you probably know this from way back because I always thought she was like the hottest actress. Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
That's who I thought you were first going with because that's always been, but like
She's
it's
my-
been like
she's
his
my
closet
backup.
is Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Like always in the back pocket. He's like, but Diane Keaton's really fucking hot.
You can get those like celeb pocket pussies, like
Dry and wrinkly.
Leather skin.
it's got extra pores, so it actually the lube seeps out.
It just falls out.
Ineffective.
Honestly, I wouldn't know what to do with a woman like Diane Keaton.
Yeah, hot fire.
Okay, who was yours?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Like in that recent movie we just watched? With
No,
her, where
no.
She's the grandma and like scary and
No, again, back in the day.
like short hair.
Yeah.
like Freaky Friday.
No, even before then. She was in that the Schwarzenegger movie.
She was hot in Freaky Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, she's rocking. Yeah. I had to really think about it because I
I don't
think
know what this says about us.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but
no, because like we don't have this conversation, and then obviously because of like our, I guess because of our humor, like it would be the last thing. It would be the last thing for us to come up with is like whoever like the super hot person is now. Like who was in Barbie? What's that girl's name?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Yeah, for sure. But just like you're saying, that'd be like an absolute like
Yeah,
Ferrari
very like
sports car.
laissez-faire. Like if Margot Robbie came up to you and was like, "Let's have sex," you'd be like,
I
don't know.
I wouldn't know what to do.
"Yeah, that's true."
Yeah. There's an element of realism. Like
wouldn't be able to perform.
I wouldn't be able to talk. Like you have to like put yourself in that situation. Like if Diane Keaton comes up to Dex, he's like, "You have no idea how long I've waited for this."
I'd be blubbering idiot. Like it would never happen. It would just never happen. Even if Diane Keaton was standing in front of me. Also, I don't know what her relationship status is, but I'm assuming she's committed to her husband and I'm not her hall pass. Like, I don't think that's a reciprocal thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Consent's huge. 95 Shania Twain. I'll give you that. Like,
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
But then, and I'm already gonna say it. I can't unsay this now. Like when I grew up, 1995 in Fort Saskatchewan. Like, you know who was into Shania Twain was like,
Your mom?
yeah. And they all, like my mom and all her friends, like would dress like Shania Twain, like exactly. So I'm like, is that a weird mommy thing?
Maybe a little bit too.
I think
Yeah.
it might be because like I could see Shannon pulling off like a really good Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like leopard, fucking the streaked hair, all that shit. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to unpack this. It's not something we talk about. Okay, I'm gonna say Adam Driver. I would fuck him silly. Big broad chested motherfucker. He's all mine.
He's got a funny looking face.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's a 4. That's why I was like, oh, nice. Your hall
Hence
pass.
why I never got to my hall pass. We like hard
couldn't
stopped at
stop
Adam
laughing.
Driver.
All right. I do love the hall pass
He's
discussion.
talented.
That was really good.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, you can't fuck his talent.
He's got talent.
He's got talent.
Okay. All right, Dex.
Great in girls.
What do we got next for
Yeah.
these moms? Okay, that's a show.
Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls, the show.
Oh yeah, he was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dex is a big fan.
I mean,
Really?
it was
Girls was a great
It was
it was a
HBO
funny show. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Okay.
Lena Dunham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marnie.
I refuse to
I like
believe
that name
though.
still,
I
Marnie.
refuse to believe that Lena Dunham gets laid that much.
She's like, I don't know, free.
She's free
Like it
spirit.
didn't cost anything.
That's so unbelievable. I was pausing. I was giving room because my whole thought process there, the pause on my end, I was like, you guys brought up the show Girls, which I'm not familiar with, but I was like, oh, this is why people want the episode, is because you guys could be like, oh, let's talk about this show, and there's probably female listeners like, oh, I love that show. So I was kind of like letting it breathe. My thought was not like,
Lena Dunham gets laid too much.
you know what I find unbelievable about this show?
I can't suspend my disbelief.
This show is so
Somebody
unrealistic.
might say the same about you.
Well, we'll have to see.
I've done it at least twice.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good for you, buddy. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, here's a good one. Who's better with money?
In our
In
relationship.
In our
relationship or
relationships.
between
No,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we have some couples questions. So we'll say Dex and Alicia, and then we'll go Drew and Megan. So I guess Dex asked it. Who's better with money?
Probably me.
Okay, unpack
It's
that.
not probably.
You like to spend money.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
Can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you.
We're both, I would say neither one of us are great. We have to actively like talk about savings and like make a real effort to save it. I would say it doesn't come natural to either of us to be like, let's have a nest egg of money.
Yeah,
In
we like
case
our
some-
stuff.
We like our stuff, and we like to do things. Like we like to go out and spend money on food and booze and fun. So I would say neither one of us are great, but I think I'm probably better with money than you.
Okay, I would agree with that.
What's your opinion on
Yeah, I like what you said there. We gas each other up.
Yeah, we're each other's like worst.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah.
we're very much like I'm her hype man and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah.
There's no governor there.
You
It's
should
just-
Yeah.
buy those new workout clothes. Your
Well-
ass looks great.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, we'll do the thing like she'll want something, and I'll be like, "Go ahead, I just got."
I'm gonna get this.
Yeah.
Or he's like, I just bought this, so
I just
you
bought
should
this.
go buy that. And I'm like, okay, now we're spending double the money.
Yeah, make me feel better because I just fucking blew my wad. Yeah.
But often it's like you bought something and you're like, hey, you should go to Lululemon and buy yourself.
yeah.
He's
an
trying to
outfit.
rid himself of some guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100.
I can understand that.
And I would say I spend money on myself last of like I spend money on the kids, I spend money on you, and then like I'm very last.
Yeah, I blow cheese. I can't help it. I love it. I love spending money.
There's a dopamine hit when you spend money.
Yeah. Like you're having a bad day. I remember even like back in the day doing landscaping, like running my own company. And I'd have like a really bad, like something would happen, like something would break or a client would be pissed off, whatever it was. Something happened. It was an expensive day, bad day. Like nothing got me like back on top than going to like Home Hardware. Like buying shit that's like not even exciting, but like I got the sickest whippersnipper today. I got like the most
It
expensive.
lights up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. No. I agree with you. I'm way worse with money. All right, Dex and Alicia, who's better with money?
Definitely Dex.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would have said the other way around.
Oh.
And I would say, I think I know where you're going with this. Like it's my job to know money.
No, it's actually not.
Shut up, Dex.
Okay,
Stupid answer.
you go ahead and I'll jump in.
No, I think you're more calculated with your purchases. So you've like mapped it out, but you always have larger purchases,
Yes.
right? So, but I will be like, oh, I'm going to go to Walmart and buy this grocery and then come back with 7 outfits for the kids.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I can see that.
So yeah, like, and I think because I do more of like the everyday shopping and all the kids' clothes and
Yeah.
all of that.
That part, it does make it hard to judge because
does.
you do the maintenance shopping.
Yeah.
Like I go to Costco every week,
But
and
then,
spend
like-
$400, but
Yeah.
that's not like extra spending. That's just like life.
Oh, see, to me, we don't have joint accounts. And so that's a Dex bill that's paid. So like that is free money that I'm
Oh yeah,
spending
that's
at
some
Costco.
girl math right there. Alicia goes with the
Costco's
Costco credit
free?
card. Oh yeah.
Costco is free to me. It is fantastic.
Costco's on my card. I have the Costco MasterCard.
Oh, okay.
Drew does not. Drew has the Amex. So anything on the Amex is free.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the Costco MasterCard is mine. So
Yeah. So
She has to manage that.
Girl
so I
math
do
for
have
that.
to manage that.
That's the only joint card we have. So everything else is like my card and his card. But Costco is joint, but his bill.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely girl math for that. Yeah, but Dex is frivolous in most things until he gets to, it keeps falling.
I know, it's floppy.
Well, that does sound better.
Yeah.
Good job.
But anyway, then he'll like go and buy a Nike tracksuit for the kids, which is $70. Like,
Right.
Got to make them look good.
yeah.
I bought
we're gonna
Kennedy
grow out
new
of it.
Nike soccer shoes she's going to grow out of by next summer.
Yeah, and a $22 soccer ball for Kaylee. And we have 5 already in the house. Like every soccer season, we get a new ball for Kennedy.
I got her the Euro 2024 ball. It's pretty
Unnecessary.
sick. No, it's sick.
You and I have talked about that, like when it comes to like the little girls.
Oh yeah, I can't say no. I can't say no.
Fuck, I took Marin to Safeway today, and Megan was like, "Hey, I'm going to the store. What do you need? Like, what should we get?" She's like, "We need some vegetables and some fruit, and pick up some like pasta sauce for dinner." And we're just like cruising down the aisles, and Marin's like, "What's this? Lucky Charms?" I'm like, "Yeah, get those." "What's this? Ice cream? Get the pink one." Like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, is that a blue drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, get one of the." Like, I fucking spent $100 just at things she pointed at. Yeah, oh yeah. She loves going shopping with daddy. I'll say no to nothing.
And so Kennedy today was like, "Can we go to the dollar store?" And I was like, hard no, because I knew as soon as we walked in, I was going to do that. And I was just like, no.
So that's where
I
he's
can't.
more calculated, right? Like he'll be like, no. And I'm like, oh, we could use some more crafts, glue, markers, whatever the case. And then you walk out spending $40 at the dollar store. Everything's a fucking $1.25.
It's not even $1.
No, it's
No, that's
$1.25.
false advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's funny that you said I'm more responsible with money, because I was going the opposite way. Like I feel like, and maybe you hit
You
the nail on the head.
more money. So like,
Yeah.
that's,
I guess I do come into more money every now and then. But yeah, I feel like I make irresponsible purchases.
true, but they're calculated.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got that going for me.
Yeah, lift you up, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm a terrible gambler. I do not win. I guess that would be why I'm bad with money. Yeah, just love it. Like I like pressing the button. Win or lose.
Lights.
Yeah. Give me a little entertainment.
Well, it has to have good sound.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
part of it.
Yeah, you got to turn it up.
Yeah.
All right. Keeping it on the same kind of line of questioning. Dex, Alicia, who has more screen time in the week? Who's watching more media?
Watching or reading? Because
Reading's not a thing.
Dex reads Reddit all day.
But that's phone.
long.
That's like that. Okay, that qualifies as screen time.
But he's not like sitting there watching videos. I don't know.
I was going to say, I thought it's me.
Yeah. I would probably say that just because you stay up much later
Yeah.
and
I have
Just
more
on
time
like
in my
hours
day.
of the day.
Yeah.
just like on hours of the day and like
Yeah. I extend my day so that I can read
plus
about
like the
happenings.
hour long poop sessions of like
Yeah.
reading like that.
Those poop
that-
sessions have to add up.
for sure.
We're pooping. That
I
does
literally
not
said
count.
when I walked in here, I pushed out kids faster than you two shit.
There's
You
an
did say
element
that.
to
Meg
that.
did do that. I didn't because Dex has a big head and genetics, but Meg did push out kids
Just to
faster.
clarify, she's referring to my cranium. Just put that out there. It's already been established.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Yes. The cranium.
No one was ever talking about the other.
No,
head being
that was
big.
I just for the listeners, you know.
They may not know.
yeah. Good
Okay.
job. Good clearing up there.
yeah.
I don't know between the two of us.
Yeah, and see, my thing with you is I think there's like some exponents going on here.
Drew, I'm like a TV watcher, but I'm on my phone.
Same. And then I don't know what I just watched, then I have to rewatch it.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, she has
fucking
no idea.
insane.
She has no idea.
I asked Drew what happened, or he like goes to the bathroom or something, and then comes back and he's like, "What I miss?" I'm like, "Make it up," usually because I have no idea.
Oh, I'll like
this.
say what
I'm
I
like,
watched. I'm like,
literally
you should
no idea.
look at your phone. I just sent you 4 reels. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, dinosaurs came and mauled everybody. We're watching a World War II movie. What? Rewind.
But like Drew's always like, you're like double screening like all
But
the
not
time.
not successfully is the problem.
Yeah.
Cell phone, laptop, television, all at the same time. So I think it's like a 3-to-1 thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll sit and watch greater lengths of time,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but Megan, like when you're plugged in, you're in the matrix.
for sure. Yeah.
Inception.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's like one of those streamers with like 8 monitors.
Yeah. There's a lot of screen time going on.
Yeah, when I like fall into it,
Yeah.
I fall deep, and then I'm like, oh, it's been 2 hours, but like it's less frequent.
Do you ever think about that? Like, we've talked about this, like through the lens of like our kids.
It
like,
terrifies me.
well, all of our kids,
The only way I could get my kid to stay in her bed tonight was to give her the iPad.
yeah. And is that like? Do you think that that's a thing? Like, are we?
Oh, we're fucking up our kids for sure.
I was gonna say, are we fucking up?
I think they're going to be weirdos for that.
Yeah,
Specific
I think
reason.
I think everything.
I mean, also just like we are her parents, so like
That's where that's where like
she isn't starting off on like the best foot.
it's not
it's
like she got born
unfortunate.
into a family of like fucking Mensa members. Like,
Like tall, beautiful people. Like, no, we're the same height. Dex for a second today thought he grew. He was like,
and then listeners, just to clarify,
Height-wise.
not his penis.
not his. Well, he also
his-
thought that too.
Not his little head, his big head.
I thought I genuinely this morning I was standing in
He
front
was
of
standing
Alicia,
there.
and I
He
thought
was
I had
like,
a growth spurt
Happy
at 34.
Mother's Day, love you, and gave me a kiss. And he's like, I grew, like I'm taller than you. And I was like, you've always been half an inch taller than me. That is not different. But you have not grown. I was like, you were wearing slippers. That's
Some lift.
Yeah.
some height.
Yeah.
And it
No,
took him all day.
slippers.
Like all day, he thought for sure he had grown. Just
Oh yeah,
a
no, I
touch.
thought I had a late spurt. Yeah.
He's like 33.
You're definitely an early spurter, bud.
oh yeah.
Well, did we? Yeah, we did talk about that. We were because coming off the combine, you know, we're losing weight, and that was how the first iteration of the episode started. Was like, I think my dick's getting bigger. When we talked about the ratio, it's actually not.
It's just there's more dick available.
There's more,
Your pubic bone is less puffy.
yeah, there's more. There's less person to dick.
There's less marshmallow man happening around the dick.
Feels like it's growing. Okay, yeah. No, Megan has more screen time. 100%.
You think?
Just due to the number of screens.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like if
It's just a pure number.
if we're
of
playing
screens.
multipliers, yeah.
Yeah.
And then with our kids, I don't know. Like that was I honestly
They're definitely fucked.
no. Like I feel
We try very hard not to let
I
them
think-
have a lot of screen. Like we don't have an iPad for our kids yet. They're still little.
Yeah, Kennedy's using mine.
But yeah, we also don't we had an iPad for a road trip, which was then taken with dead Geo.
Rep. Spooky Geo.
Yeah,
Everybody
Spooky
goes,
Geo,
he
he
was
was iPad.
He was buried in the
park.
park with the
You know what?
iPad.
It's weird because he like drops it down when we like have a trip to go on.
Magic.
That Geo.
Yeah, sends
He's
it up from hell.
magical.
There you go.
But she has bedtime stories, so she listens to a podcast of Disney stories
Yeah, Rad
to go
Dad
to
Redemption.
bed.
Yeah.
No, sometimes it does fall into that. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
We haven't. I have not been on here, but you guys did, and we.
It just comes in
had
a
that
rotation.
conversation.
Yeah, when she's done her cue.
When
it's
she's
like-
done her cue, it sometimes falls into that if we don't set it up properly. But yeah, I mean, we try and limit the screen time, but also we have to do jobs.
It's hard sometimes.
Like, I don't-
I have shit to do.
Yeah.
My
You have
thing
school.
is,
I
think
have to watch reels. Like,
everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. And I also think that this discussion has probably been had by every generation about the generation behind them.
Yes, and I was
Definitely.
raised by TV. We used to get home from fucking Big
And you're
Rock.
super well adjusted.
you're totally normal.
That's a sick burn.
Megan rests her case. All right, our kids are fucked. All right, they're
I mean,
gonna have a
I-
lot of
Okay,
issues.
but Dex only had 2 channels.
They got a lot
And
of
he is just
airtime.
as fucked up. So like,
Well, I spent a lot of time playing StarCraft. I was on the computer all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
I was a computer kid for sure. Which was like, I don't know, maybe I was early on it, but
The video games. We like have video games like
Lots of
fucking
video games.
crazy. Like
We
well,
didn't-
obviously StarCraft.
I never
StarCraft
did
is a
video
game.
games as a kid.
I didn't either.
I was not.
I also didn't watch a ton of TV, but
I watched TV like for the
I got
little bit
30
like, it was
minutes.
on. Yeah.
I got 30 minutes and Matt got 30 minutes, and that was it.
What?
Yeah.
So what was your show?
Full House.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Like
Yeah.
30 minutes a day.
Yep. After school. And we also had to have 2 pieces of fruit before we could have a cookie.
yeah, your parents are fucking weird though.
No, that was my grandparents, actually.
Okay.
That was Grandma and Grandpa. Their rules.
That's probably a good rule.
As I got older, I was allowed 30 minutes before bed as well, which was Friends.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Now I've heard this is I know this is a thing, and we have another common friend, you know, and she's one of 3 triplets, and with this we had this conversation about watching TV and like growing up, and they were not allowed TV. Like it was like a non-starter. But what would happen is they would all get home at the same time from school, and their parents wouldn't be home. And instead of just being like, hey, let's all agree to break the rules together, because they couldn't agree on what to watch, they would just have this like total fucking standoff where they're all like, if you turn on the TV, I'm going to tell on you. So they just all sit in this house and do like other things. As like, that is insane to me. I don't know. I feel like that is probably going to manifest just as interestingly as having a kid who comes home like, yeah, you can fucking watch if you want, whatever.
But I don't think that like we're all that different. You watched it all the time. I only got and the hour was like junior high school.
Okay.
Like elementary, like I only got half an hour a day. Weekends we only got half an hour. Like but I wouldn't say like
In junior high,
we're just as fucked up.
like grade 8, grade 9. Really?
Yeah, 1 hour.
No, I was like drinking
Sometimes
Big Bears.
I would use it all for CSI. Right after school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think honestly the phones are
The phones are the
what's
bigger-
gonna fuck kids up.
The connectedness.
It's like you're eternally connected, and it's impossible for some kids and parents to fathom a world where they cannot instantly be connected to their child or instantly connected to your friend, right? Like it's, you know,
Sometimes I instantly want to be unconnected.
well, yeah, I think there's something to that, but well, it's like it can almost be like overload, right? And it's not normal to be able to just constantly be in contact with whoever you want at any time.
What do you think about like social strain in a school? And the one that always comes up is bullying. So say something happens, okay? Like whatever, you do something embarrassing, something awful at school. You know, like back in the day in the 90s, you'd go home and you'd feel bad about it, but like at least you're
No one else could talk about it.
No one
Yeah.
else could talk about it unless you knew their home phone number.
Yeah.
And that they could pick up their home phone. If not, then it was like out of sight, out of mind. Next day, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Now there's video evidence. There's Snapchats. There's everybody talking.
And you're inundated
you're-
with it.
You've never gotten past it.
Sorry.
Megan, it's a studio. What are you
It's
doing?
a spring, Megan.
Sorry. No, it was just bothering me. It was like not on the actual like notch.
We're very interested.
I've been looking at it so
Oh my
much.
God.
It's like,
Siamese cat over
move
here.
it over. Sorry.
Super quietly.
Maintenance man Megan here fix our shit.
New to podcasting. Leave the springs alone.
It's
okay?
fixed now. It's fine. It's
Okay.
good.
Good.
Don't worry. All other guests will, in fact, have a spring in place.
But that's what'll mess them up.
It
is
is.
just like constantly being under the guise of their
Oh, and my kids are screwed. Like,
Yeah.
if they have my genetics, which is not graceful, zero ability to stay on your feet, like,
hey,
they're
you
going to
just
get
went,
made fun of.
You just went and played basketball.
Yeah, ask me how many times I fell.
Did you
How
As
many
an adult, do you often fall? Like,
how many times did you fall in basketball?
More regularly than I should, yes.
did you fall into the bleachers and have your best friend captured on video and then posted on social media?
so funny.
No.
Perfect example. That will live forever.
That will live forever. Bullying.
Yes.
All right. Should we move on to another question?
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I was
Yeah.
reading this one. You wrote a good question. I like it.
Okay, let's go.
Ladies, when did you know that your respective husband was the one? Because Drew seems to think it was in shop class while he was smashing birdhouses. But I want to hear your take.
There's no way it was not that.
The one. For me, when we traveled together after high school, I knew I was like gonna be with him forever. Like we definitely connected when we were 14 in shop class bullying
That wasn't the moment.
the children of shop class. But I knew we were actually gonna be together forever when we were traveling Europe after high school, and we decided we were not traveling well together at all. Like, actually, a friend of ours says I should never tell these types of stories because I'm awful at it and Drew's good at it. But there was a moment where we were like, we don't like each other. This is a bad idea. I was like, I'm going home because my dad can get me a ticket tomorrow and you're screwed. Like, you do whatever you want. And then we were like, well, I can't go home like right now. There's also a time where we traveled without cell phones. So
Yeah, internet cafe is gonna
no
go,
real
go pay by
like
the
it was like,
minute.
well, in 24 hours, when I find an internet cafe, I'm gonna call my dad and go home. And we're like, you know what? Well, we have to party one more night anyways. So let's just be friends and hang out. And then we had like the best trip ever and decided we should be together forever.
Yeah, it was one of those things where actually we were in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
We were like underneath the Eiffel Tower.
See, he tells a better story.
Well, it was true, and they had just done the light show, and some guy was just like, "Buy my keychains," and we're like, "We're good. I don't need a fucking keychain." Yeah, it was a thing where we were definitely gonna go our separate ways, and we got up the next day, and it was like if you wanted to go and get a ticket home and make a different plan, like it wasn't just like you're not gonna text and get it sorted out. It was like, I need to go and actually organize this. And we got up the next day, and Megan, we were pretty, I wouldn't say cold to each other, but it was kind of like, a little frosty. We're just kind of like, well, fuck, this is what's happening now. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to Scotland or wherever it was. Like, I'm going to get down to the train station. Megan's like, well, I'll probably go there too. So we may as well go down to the train station together. So we did that together. And then we get there and, well, I'm going to go to this place. Well, if you're going there, it just makes sense. We'll travel together. We're like, we'll get to this next location and make a plan. And it kind of took the pressure off us traveling as a couple. And
we were only 18.
We were only 18. We were kids. And so once we removed that like barrier of like being boyfriend and girlfriend, trying to navigate a foreign country or several foreign countries, it allowed us to just enjoy each other's company. And when Megan says party, that is exactly what happened. It was less about like, trying to connect and do couple shit on this fucking European vacation, and it was like, what type of absolutely filthy mixed drink can we get for the cheapest amount of money and see where it takes us?
How many types of eggs can I eat at a club?
Yeah, 100%.
What club is serving eggs?
Oh, dude.
A lot in Germany and Prague. And it
Interesting.
was Drew's thing to like try all these pickled types of eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Not like he wasn't a popular guy. I'm not like saying he was like
Oh, yeah. We were in the...
It's like, you know what? Nobody else is gonna want this egg eating guy.
Yeah, you smell like a fucking egg salad sandwich. Like,
egg eating guy in Prague.
Oh, my God. We were in Prague. We had met this one girl.
That's my guy.
We were talking about food, and she was like, you got to go to this one spot and get their pickled cheese. And she meant go
the day.
go like in the day, go like at lunchtime and like request a plate of cheese. And we ended up on this fucking like absinthe fueled pub crawl, and we're in this like 3-level basement cave club, like 2 a.m. Euro music, and I'm like at the bar, and this like non-English speaker bartender comes over, like like trying to figure out what I want, and I'm like, the cheese. I want the pickled cheese. There I am, like,
So then he's in the corner eating.
yeah, like
shit.
2 a.m. just fucking, oh my God, this cheese is crazy.
True love.
Yeah. Megan's like, he's the one.
He's the one.
He's the one.
That's my cheesy man.
So we had a lot of fun. Yeah, fun came first. Friendship came first. I'd say we became best friends.
Yeah.
And then when we got back, it was like, okay, all that stuff we were doing in high school, that was definitely like not a real relationship. I was definitely like a piece of shit in high school and for most of my 20s. And so like there's a lot of growth on my end. And but we were able to do that together. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I would actually agree with that. That was definitely when it happened. How about you guys? Alicia, when did you know Dex was the
I want to know
fucking
when
one?
Dex thought.
Was it when you picked him up after he went through a wall?
When he hulked in the middle of the street?
Yeah. Was it
after-
that moment?
I used to drink a lot.
When I got a call from my coworker who was like, "Is your boyfriend Dex?" And I was like, "I don't know. Depends." And then she said, "Come pick him up." His ass just rode all over my wall, went through a wall. You went through a wall and you wrote on a table.
Yeah.
We didn't just write on the table. We drew.
You drew dicks on
You
the
two
table.
were involved with
You two
that.
were also involved.
It was a shit table.
It was, I know, it was a fucking patio
piece of
table.
shit
Yeah.
table.
And I remember that because you kept saying that. I was like, man, we're really fucking up this table. And Meg, of all people, was like, this table fucking sucks. And I was like, all right, well, if Meg thinks it's fine. Like, she's like the voice of reason at this table right now.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Wasn't Meg's finest moment. It's fine. The table did suck. But I did have to pick him up, and then he ran away from me and hulked his shirt in the middle of the street. And I was just like, no, that's the one. No. Not that moment,
That
weirdly.
was not that moment. Oh, okay.
I would say probably when we moved to Fort Mac.
That's what I was going to say, too.
Yeah. I mean, I could also say when we broke up and then like I like ran away to Europe and then like came back a week later and we fell back in love. But no, I'd definitely say Fort Mac. Yeah, just two of us moving an 11-hour drive away from our family, friends.
Didn't know
Stuck there in
anybody.
the winter. We knew absolutely nobody. Yeah, and we just kind of had to figure it out together. So I would probably say that was the moment because we didn't kill each other while we were up there. And we actually, like you said, we became best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I felt like we were already very close to that before, but we didn't grow up together. But we have, like, I was 18, you were 19.
Yeah.
So it feels like we've been together forever, but it's been a long time. But yeah, we definitely grew up there and we didn't have anybody else and we built the people around us. So
Yeah. I was going to say we had to grow up real fast.
fast because we were so poor.
We were poor. We were young. Like we did a
We couldn't
2-year
do anything.
university program. Like some of our friends were just starting university or hadn't even gone yet. Like
Hadn't gone yet.
their lives were still, you know, a couple years behind us. And we had to grow up very fast where it was like, we got jobs in Boomtown, Fort McMurray. Like this is pre-oil
Where
crash
we were
of
paid
2014.
nothing.
Yeah. Like I think I made $35,000 a year and you made like probably similar. And our 1-bedroom apartment was
Yeah.
$2,000 a month. Right. And so it was a shithole apartment. And
So
it
we
was
didn't
like-
even have money to do anything. Like we couldn't even fly back. Like there was nothing, like we were physically stuck
Yeah.
with each other there. So yeah.
It was either going to work or it wasn't.
That's interesting. So, like, both of us it was the same moment, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say maybe we weren't in Fort Mac. I don't think we hit that point of like, I'm going home type thing.
No,
But
we
I
had
think
done
it
that
was
a year
like-
earlier.
Yeah, we were doing that fast mode.
I was hoping that would be more like these are beautiful stories of love and friendship, but I was
much love.
I was hoping it'd be a little more electric. Like it was last week. I was like, I am not getting out of this.
TBD.
I'm stuck.
TBD.
TBD.
Yeah, let me know when it happens.
Divorce is too expensive.
Yo, she said that shit to me. I was like, man, I can't imagine my life without you. I said much more than that, but we won't get into it. But I was like, can't imagine my life without you. Like, what would I even do if you left me? And she was just like, divorce is too expensive. And I was like,
That's a message.
that's not
right?
a great reason, but I love the sentiment.
Yep.
I mean, it still means she's not going to leave you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Love
I
is
mean,
love.
even in the crap times, like,
She is a bit better with money than obviously.
yeah,
She knows how
I'll
expensive
take you for
divorce is.
all you're worth.
Yeah, which is not much. A lot of
Neither
debt.
of us are worth anything.
Who gets
the debt?
Who gets the Pokemon cards?
I don't think Alicia wants them.
If those could leave my house,
That was one of our. We've been scrubbing some questions as we move along here. One of the questions was, Dex collects Pokemon cards. I collect video games. Like, what would if you could start a collection? What would it be?
I would never start a collection of anything. I think it's so stupid.
Let me show you my Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
Let me change your mind.
I just like why. Like I don't want more shit.
I know what Megs would be.
What?
Bras that she won't let go of.
Oh, dusty bras. Oh, yeah. That is such a thing. We had a laugh the other day. I don't know if it's TMI that we were going to talk about
I
this.
told her the story.
Like what to expect on the podcast. And I was gonna there was a bit I had written a bit where like, hey, welcome to the podcast. Just so you know, like basically when you're on air, you say whatever you want. Anything that comes to mind. This is a safe space. Human resources at your job, they won't listen.
Probably.
Your fucking immediate employers won't listen. Your managers, you can say whatever you want. Get it off your chest. And that was the bit I wrote, but that's hilarious that comes up. Yeah. So you had when you were pregnant, you got obviously some pregnancy bras because like bazumbas, right? Yeah, hell yeah. But then you become unpregnant, like that runs its course and your body dials it back to like a pre-pregnancy era. Megan's like, well, I paid good money for this fucking bra.
I didn't even. It was from Walmart.
Oh. We were fucking.
It's the comfort. It's just like
It wasn't even comfortable. It's just like
It was just on. She just had it on. Like,
Yeah,
just
I
the
didn't
sake.
want to buy new stuff.
I forget what we were doing, but she was like in an awkward position, like potentially like making the bed or some shit
I
like
know
that.
the answer. She had just gotten home from work and was laying on the bed.
Yeah,
Laying on the bed.
lying on the bed sideways.
Sideways.
And Dex doesn't know this story.
I'm hearing this for the
I
first
was
time.
lying on the bed, and the bra I was wearing obviously was not like supportive in any way, and so large that both my boobs just fell into one cup.
And that's when I knew she
did
was the one.
I did say that's happened to me, but I also have much larger boobs than you, so it's like more of a normal thing. So Megs would be bras. I answered that for you.
Oh, you got put on
Yeah,
blast.
I know. What
That's
would
actually,
your collectible
yeah,
be?
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what I would collect. What would I collect?
I don't know either.
I mean, when I was a kid, I collected rocks like a weirdo.
Oh, and our fucking
Well, you
kids
weren't
do
allowed
that.
to watch TV. That's a pretty
That
natural.
does make
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, she'd line them up
Look
and
at
they'd
this
perform.
rock.
Turn off Full House. It's time to go work on your rock collection, buddy.
Yeah.
Fire up the old rock tumbler.
I did have a rock tumbler.
Oh my god.
What do you mean a rock tumbler? What the fuck is a rock
You
tumbler?
tumble it and it like
Cleans
polishes. Yeah. So like, anyway, Marin's third birthday present.
Wow.
Our kids collect rocks now. Like I can't take them on a walk without them
Did
coming
you not
home with
see the rock
handfuls of-
collection
Yeah.
on
I
the
did
bench?
see that.
That was from our walk.
There's some
Yeah.
jemmies.
Not
And
from
they're
me, from our children.
They're just stealing rocks off people's yards. I'm like, no, people bought like cubic feet of these. They
Yeah.
paid good money for them, and our kids are like,
Yeah.
rock.
I would
river
honestly
rock.
probably say shoes because I hate spending money on them. So like,
Well, now you have some really nice ones. So
I do, and they're never leaving my
Yeah,
possession.
and you do have some ratty shoes. Like
I
you
do, and I
keep
won't let
shoes.
go of them.
You're
won't.
like a 1920s hobo. Like you've just got like these ratty shoes and like a bindle, and she's like waiting for a train. Take her out to California way. You know.
Yeah, I do have a. To be
Song
fair,
of
it
the
is
South.
accurate.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are
Hold on.
much more sentimental for things, though. I think
it's true.
than we are.
We're just
Nostalgic.
like logically like, oh, what was the most expensive thing? I'm never letting it go.
Like I get hyped when Dex gets like a new couple like rare packs. I'm like, can I just be in the room when you open these? And I love it. Like vicariousness.
Yep, vicariously.
Vicariously. Live through him. Because it's not even a thing where I don't want to collect. It's because I'm such a compulsive collector.
It goes
Oh,
too far.
because Dex isn't.
Well, I've definitely had to cut it back the last like month or so. And I know I say that as a
You
big box arrived this week.
Yeah, my
And-
man.
He also said, so the last month, maybe less packages, but like he said 4 months ago, you know, I've been looking at my collection and I think you're right. I think I do need to stop purchasing. And I was like, yeah, and let's sell some. And then there's just, so for the last month, it's been
Ding dong.
better.
Buck shows
What are you going to do with them?
He's
That's a
fucking
great
sick
question,
shit.
Meg. What are
Eventually-
you going to do with them?
Eventually, I'm gonna sell them.
They're gonna be worth a lot of money.
appreciate in value.
Eventually.
They're gonna appreciate in value. It's an investment.
Who's
He's
buying
calculated. People
A lot of
fucking
people.
buy them.
A lot of
You
God.
should see the fucking people that buy these.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it is the most. Okay, let me get into Pokemon here for a
these? I
second.
don't really want to, but
Well, you're at my table. It is the most valuable media franchise in the world. Star Wars is behind Pokemon.
Adam Driver?
Adam Driver is behind Pikachu. Would you rather fuck
Hall
Pikachu
pass.
or Adam Driver?
I'll pass Pikachu.
I was gonna answer too quickly, and that would make me.
My hall pass is a low punny.
Yeah, my Chansey. She's got all the right curves. Okay, all right. I know you could talk Pokemon.
I know.
We've had a fantastic time, fantastic episode. If you two, and I think we'll kind of round this out. If you guys were going to start a podcast,
We probably wouldn't.
I'm getting a lot of head shakes here. You know, what could we expect from it?
Here's the thing. We understand that, like, we are funny to each other. To others, they might not find us quite as funny.
Oh, like
I
you
mean,
play
I am
Ram
hel-
Ranch in front of new people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, we do understand that, like, I don't know that we would.
I don't know. I think we'd probably have an audience. We're moms.
We probably would.
Yeah. I don't know.
We do have more friends.
We have more friends.
I feel like Drew has a lot of friends.
Drew is a collector of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He is. Because he'll be like, you know
He's
my
always
guy
been like
so-and-so,
that.
and I'll be like, this is the first I've ever heard of this fucking person. But he's like, Drew has a strong relationship with them.
You know, that is one thing I actually really do like about Drew is he can make like connections with people that you would never think he'd make connections with. And he has like really strong relationships with a lot of different people. And I do not have that in me. I'm like, bitch face, not happening. I have
So maybe we wouldn't have,
I have
more
my
of an audience.
4 friends and I'm cool with that.
So we can't anticipate the first episode of Rad Moms anytime soon.
I think
I don't have
couldn't
time
even
for
say.
that.
Yeah, we don't have time. If we were going to do one, I would say it would be our book club, and it would
Yeah.
just be like us recording our book club.
Yeah.
Which honestly, like, you guys don't want.
Oh, bonus question. That was on there.
Yeah,
But
actually, that was written down. And
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
we kind of said we're going to end it, but
that's a good one. Let's get there and then let's.
Yes, we read the books.
No, you fucking don't. I've long suspected.
Alicia is
I am
very good at reading
quite
the
good
books.
at reading the books.
oh yeah, we play this game in the bedroom called Sexy Librarian, where she reads and I wait for her to be
And
done.
you shut up and
Yeah.
sit.
I sit quietly and I'm like, so.
And then
She
I
reads
fall
Sanskrit?
asleep
And then the
while
lights go
reading.
out.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Then you stopped changing pages."
I'm like looking over his shoulder. I'm like, "Are you still reading?" It's like on the screensaver, and I'm like, "Yeah, you're asleep." But okay, where was I going with this? Oh, at girls' weekend or book club
yeah,
night.
yeah.
How much shit do husbands actually get?
I wouldn't say a lot.
No?
No, definitely depends on the.
Now, is this just you
season?
abiding by the code of girls'
The code
girls'
of book
weekend
club.
where we don't
There
talk
is
about
a
it?
code.
There is a code.
I think you guys think we talk a lot more about you than we actually
We have
do.
some self-inflated worth here.
Oh
what do you
yeah,
think?
like
it's all you get together. You just talk about us
on Friday night while you guys were playing video games. I don't think we talked about them at all.
No.
Oh, and see, you two were the only ones we talked about because we missed you.
I miss him so much.
All
Now
I
watch
have
this
is my
drive.
hand.
No, we don't talk about you guys.
Yeah.
We don't husband bash.
Not husband bash. Maybe I worded that wrong.
That's what I think. I've actually our mutual friend Shano. Like I got it in his head that book club is just like there is no book. and they just get together and compare. Like they basically get down, they've got their fucking dossier, and they're like, "All right, how much are you sleeping with your husband?"
I will set the record straight. Actually, okay, to be fair, we did immediately talk about how your guys's, since you've been working out, your sex drive is through the roof.
Hell yeah, it is.
We're
And
high fiving. We're high fiving right now. Me and Dex. Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
All right.
That I will say on Friday that was a conversation
Yep.
for a split second, and that you guys should be grateful with how much you get it, but that was our conversation. But typically, no, it's not really a topic of conversation.
We are grateful. We love you guys so much.
I love you so much. I want to love you even more.
I say that to make it all the time. What, like if I'm getting like heat or the side eye for like trying to push the agenda too much, that's my line. That's my line is like, oh, what a horrible fucking life you live.
Sorry, I'm so attracted to you.
Sorry, I'm so into you and I want to do it all the time.
Do you guys share these lines before you like head up to bed after you played video games?
No,
like,
that would just be like a Pepsi jinx. Like if you say that, that's what I say too. Like,
I dropped those lines. Yeah.
you must know couples.
You must not
know
love
people.
me.
There has
You must
to be
not
people.
find me attractive. Like,
But don't you think there's like an alternate reality where like it just never happens? And
There's
you just,
people
like,
with dead bedrooms. It's a real thing.
yeah.
there
I think-
is, and yours isn't. So
I know we should be
happy
we should be
with what
very
you've got.
proud and make it even less. Even less dead. You know what I'm saying? God forbid we go 2 days, hey? All right.
Oh my god.
All right.
Anyway.
So takeaways from this podcast to summarize. We love our wives.
I love you so much.
We love fucking our wives.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so glad your mom requested this episode.
Yeah, I can't wait till my
Yeah.
mom. Me talking about the AI blow. She's gonna be like, "Oh fuck."
You're gonna
Immediately
get
turned
another
off.
email.
You're
Oh,
getting,
yeah.
you're
Oh,
getting,
I'm
a
getting-
top, you're getting a top five.
1
You're getting a
through
top 5 4-point list coming your way.
Sorry, Anne.
Number 1, it was gross. Number 2,
What the fuck?
what the fuck? Number 3, cows don't have testicles. Those are in fact
Oh, we
bulls.
had to address that. Yeah, my mom texted me after the last episode. Okay, sorry, now we're getting off Rad Moms talk. We talked about cow testicles, and my mom texts me and she says cows are female and do not have testicles.
Bulls have text.
Bulls have testicles. Thank you. But I think people understood where a bovine testicles.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Cow refers to the like subset of species. Because like when you're talking
Well, but
about
technically it refers to the female.
okay, but what would you call like if hey, look at that field. There's a bunch of bovine. Who the fuck says that?
Well, usually it is cows though. Like there's only like 1 or 2 bulls usually.
Yeah.
But like when you're like okay, like you talk about hunting, like it's a cow moose, female moose, or a bull moose. But like cows, if I say I was fucking a cow, you know what animal I'm talking about.
Why was that the example? Anyway, okay, let's set the record straight. We are aware that female cows do not have testicles. But I did text my mom back and I was like, well, Mom, it's 2024. Perhaps that was a bull identifying as a cow. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the era we live in. Rad Moms, thank you so much for coming on our show.
You're welcome.
Do you guys have any final words? You want to let the audience know anything?
Listen to the Rad Dab Redemption.
Fuck
Podcast.
off. You don't know the fucking name of the podcast?
Big fan. Big fan.
Fucking with you.
Shop
okay.
Baja Life
Dot
style.
style. Yes, actually, our Rad Dad Country Club is.
Don't request us again. But
No, I think we should make
But it
this
was
like
fun.
an annual episode.
No, this was fun.
We
Yeah.
should check in annually.
might need a whole bottle of wine for the next one, but yeah.
Okay.
Hey, well, thanks for coming
That could be
on. We'll take the last couple seconds here just to do some plugs. Baja Life style, Rad Dad Country Club. The fit is legit. It's definitely cool. We're all wearing it. You should check it out. We are still hilariously, amazingly looking for a moderator for a debate. We've had some interest. Kelsey's husband is definitely interested, and we have no qualms having this wonderful gentleman who is a great man, come onto our show. But we'd also like to hear from you guys again. It's been a while since we've gutlessly asked our listeners to kind of reach out and interact with us.
And debate topics. A few more topics would be good.
So if you have topics for our debate episode, if you have any interest in being a part of that episode, please send us an email, raddadredemptionpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And I think we can actually go ahead and plug this because it's official and it's coming up right away. Our next episode, we have the amazing, the incredible, the local and multi-talented Natural Ensemble coming on to do an expose of their entire career and the story of all their music. So that is actually going to be a huge episode for us. We're really excited. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. And yeah, I think we got big things happening. Essentially, this podcast has turned into, who do we know that people would like to listen to, and can we bring them into my basement?
I was just coming from my parents are over watching our kids as we do this, and we've had some people reach out. We have some more prospects, so we'll discuss that off air.
Okay, sick.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
All right, go Oilers.